Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show, live on WBON TV Channel 9 and on radio at WEKY, WKXO, and WIRV. Support your favorite teams and sit back and enjoy the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show, brought to you by Bishop Small Engine Repair, the Richmond Raceway, the Law Office of Patrick O'Neill, and Nuevo Vallarta. And now let's go live with your host, Michael Watkins and Samantha Burford.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome into an exciting edition of the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. We are live tonight at Baptist Health Arena on the campus of EKU inside of Alumni Coliseum. And Samantha,
it's kind of fun to say that, isn't it?
It has been. And it's been an exciting weekend of sports.
Yes.
And in kind of culminating with today, starting a new week basically with college basketball starting. A game going on right now.
That's why we're here.
100 feet from us on the court at Baptist Health Arena.
Women's going on
and
right now.
We got the AD, the Director of Athletics of EKU, here with us. Matt, first of all, I mean, it's such an exciting time to be a sports fan in general, but especially here at Eastern with all the big games that are going on this weekend.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun this week. So, you know, you kind of come out of last weekend winning the game that we did here at home against Central Arkansas and the way that we won it.
Yeah. And
how that sets up these next two. You know, you want to play meaningful games in November, but it's an exciting time. I tell you, it's the crossover seasons, right? When fall and winter overlap and when winter and spring overlap, they're fun, but they're incredibly busy.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm appreciative of our staff for really kind of putting all hands in today and working hard. And, yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Overtone, too.
Yeah, and I saw everybody walking through, you know, Kevin Britton staying busy, Rickson Lane with football, all these guys that do a good job, Alex Miller with women's basketball, doing their part, and then helping each other out as well. And I think that just goes to show everybody on the same page here. And it's an exciting time as well because of what you all announced last week with Baptist Health Arena now coming on with the naming rights of this facility. Yeah,
everybody picks up the slack and everybody lifts each other up. And I think really that's kind of the fabric and the culture of who we want to be is, you know, really a family. And the fact that we all support and assist coaches, support student athletes. And, when, you know, hearing you say that just a moment ago about, you know, here at Baptist Health Arena and playing on McBrayer Court, we've had a lot of success and a lot of, you know, big-time moments over the last several weeks.
Yeah.
And hearing that and knowing that tonight's the first games that we're playing on it, it's pretty special.
When you're going to have big-time moments happening here in this arena, I mean, with the remodel.
Yeah.
When does all that take place for our fans?
So that is actually in process right now. We actually had a meeting earlier today with our architects, Gensler Architects out of Washington, D.C., and they partnered with K. Norman Berry and Associates out of Lexington. So we're in that process right now of kind of official schematic design. They shared with us several options today that are a little bit different than the concepts that we've released publicly, but that work is scheduled to start in March of 2023. So we're only a few months away, which means that myself, our staff, some of the programs that exist in this space, you know, over the next 3-4 weeks, we'll actually start to move out of here and move into Commonwealth Hall and move into Powell. To start allowing that abatement process to work so that when the seasons are over, we're full speed ahead and getting back in here in September of 24.
I mean, it's going to be fun, and it's going to be, I mean, hopefully everyone's seen the pictures.
Yeah.
It's going to be tremendous and a huge overhaul. I mean, it's going to be a lot of work for you and your team.
No, it will be. And, you know, one of the things that we've really taken a lot of pride in is we've been deliberate about not using the word renovation because I think that suggests that it's something smaller than what it actually is, and we've been deliberate about using the word transformation.
Yeah.
We want to take Alumni Coliseum, everything that makes it great, and really transform it into a modern space that this community, our fan base, our alums, student athletes, and recruits, I think will take notice of. Our goal is to have the premier mid-major athletics facility in the country, and I think that's what it's going to be.
Well, 60 years, right? Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
I know Dawson's chomping at the bit.
60 years, yeah.
60 years. You guys are having huge anniversary celebration throughout this season.
Which I think makes it even more special is, you know, to know that this is the last year, the 60th year from when we started playing basketball in here in the 63, 64 season. You know, all the special memories in here, and I think it's a great way to close it out, hopefully with 2 championships. But even more knowing that we're going to shut the doors for 18 months, and when we come back in here, you know, we're setting ourselves up for the next era.
You know, women's basketball, they're playing a game right now as we speak. And before the show started, you were talking about their big trip to Ireland coming up. Talk to the fans a little bit about that because I've heard about it, but not everyone has. And that's a big deal for the women's basketball team.
No, it really is. And I give a ton of credit to really just kind of the vision of our conference. So the league works with ESPN. We work with the Mid-Eastern Athletics Conference, the MAAC. And every year we do really an MTE, a classic or a challenge. And it just so happens that this year our women's team was selected as part of that to play 2 games in Dublin, Ireland, at I think what is called the National Basketball Arena.
Yeah.
And just to have that opportunity. And all expenses are paid. The league is supporting that. But to be able to go over there and take our student athletes, I've never been to Ireland, and for them to have the opportunity to go over there and play and compete, but at the same time get to see a part of the world that they might otherwise never get to see, but because they're women's basketball student athletes here at EKU, really special.
You know, it's a busy time, Matt, because you were talking. I'm sorry, Samantha.
No, I just
we're all
want to
spread
see,
out, so it's hard to.
I just want to see if he needs like people to help carry the equipment.
Oh,
that's what I volunteered for.
Didn't John Burford call and say take Samantha with you? Didn't he call and tell you that?
Probably would, but
he said he would miss her too much if she was gone. So.
Okay, sorry, I had to get that in.
We were talking about before we came on the air how busy the next few weeks are going to be with senior day for volleyball. Then you got the game here on Sunday. Thursday night is going to be massive here. And then the camp out on Wednesday night. So that's going to be fun, too. We're going to talk to Corey later on about that. But it's not just about sports. You all have a lot going on. Yourself have a lot going on as well over the next 3 or 4 weeks as we move from the fall sports into the winter sports.
Yeah, so, you talk pretty unique thing and really AW's brainchild, working with our marketing team to try to generate a lot of excitement around that Western Kentucky game on Thursday night. That's an important game to us. It's an important game to them, and we want to do everything that we can to make this a hostile, electric environment. And I think having our students camp out here, hear from him, hear from some of our staff, I think will be pretty special. But you have that game on Thursday night. You have the volleyball, women's basketball doubleheader on Sunday. Women's basketball then leaves on Monday. But, I have the opportunity to serve on the FCS playoff committee. And so while I'll be in Ireland from Monday to Friday, I've got to catch a flight back for meetings on Friday night, and then I'll be really sequestered in a room on Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday as we look to select the 24 best teams for the FCS playoffs this year. And that's a great opportunity for me to represent our league and certainly to represent our institution in that way.
Well, the importance of football games right now, you talked about having something to play for. A dominant win on Saturday. Now you got Jacksonville State and Kennesaw State. 2 games that if you win, most likely a chance to at least maybe share that title with the ASUN Conference. So talk about those, the importance of these last 2 games and what they could mean for the football program moving forward.
Yeah, so, I think when you look at the quality of our league this year, how it's rated, it stacks up really well with the best leagues in America. When you talk about just the quality of teams and how they're competing, especially in kind of non-conference play, it's tough. And so we have an opportunity over these next 2 weeks, and I saw some of the videos of our student athletes running off the field the other night, and I think it's really true is that they remember what you did in November.
Yeah.
You want to put yourself in a situation in September and October to where you're playing meaningful games in November, and we've done just that. To be 6-3, really, the numbers all escape me right now, but our losses are quality losses at this point in time, and so to have the opportunity to go to Jacksonville State and then to host Kennesaw State here on Senior Day next Saturday, not only competing for at least a share of the championship, but we want to win it outright. We do that by winning these 2 games, but our resume is strong enough, I think, right now. If we do what we need to do, we're going to be a part of the conversation, a big part of the conversation come Selection Saturday.
For the
Sunday.
FCS playoff committee, is there any, I don't want to say favoritism, but is there any way you can push EKU in there just a little bit, no matter what happens?
You probably almost do yourself a little bit of a disservice in the fact that you're not allowed to talk about your own team. You can be very factual. I can say, hey, EKU is 8-3 with an FBS win and an FCS road win at number 14 Southeast Missouri. You can tell that I've kind of rehearsed this, right? You're starting to get those talking points ready. So you can talk very factual, but when it comes time to kind of talk about opinion and ranking and how you stack up, you actually have to recuse yourself from the room. And so it does you a little bit of a disservice. I've been on the outside looking in where I was blowing up every committee member. But I do think you kind of know at this point in time where you are in the conversation, what you need to do with 2 weeks left to go, and how you position yourself.
Okay.
You guys have done so much. Let's talk about men's and women's basketball. You're doing so many things, not just for the teams, but you're also doing it for the fans. So let's talk about the fan experience real quick, like magnets and the posters, and you've had fan days and signings and all. You're giving 2 tickets to elementary students to get them in the arena tonight. You guys are doing what it takes to get them in here.
Yeah, I think one of the last times that I visited with y'all in
the
dealership,
ago.
You know, I kind of told you there's really two ways that we look at it, and two E's, coincidentally, that we focus on, and that's the engagement piece, right? We want to make sure that we're communicating as good as we possibly can, that we're trying to outreach and we're telling everybody what's happening. And then once we get them here, we've got to make sure that we're doing our part to make it a memorable experience. And I think that's from, again, the music that we play, and you've noticed we've tried to take a model with our women's games where there's not those moments of kind of dead air time. We're playing a lot more music in between dead balls.
I noticed that during the first half.
And so we're trying to do things like that. We have a ton of promotions, a ton of giveaways for our fans and our students alike throughout the year. Again, I can't give enough credit. I'm looking over here at the marketing table right now, and you've got posters and you've got all sorts of things, information that people are, hopefully coming up to grab. And I think you've seen that. Hopefully you've seen that in the fall. With what we've been able to do at football and volleyball and soccer, and that'll be a continuation with basketball throughout this winter.
Well, just even the concession stands, I'm hungry.
Yeah,
but I did not realize you even had the alcohol over there. So obviously you got to be 21, but you're doing some great things for anybody that wants something. You can find it here.
It's all about the environment and the atmosphere, but it's also good. I mean, the fans, you want the fans to have fun, but you also want to create an atmosphere for your student athletes to be out there playing in front of 15,000 people at the CG Bank Field and at Roy Kidd Stadium.
Absolutely.
And here as well. You want the fans engaged so that they cheer on the athletes on the court and on the field.
I think any student athlete, I think any coach will tell you that it matters. When we talk about creating a home court or a home field advantage, those aren't hollow kind of requests. We're asking Colonel fans and certainly our students, Maroon Platoon, when you come out and on third down you're loud, or when somebody's shooting a free throw you're obnoxious, it absolutely makes a difference. And so we remind ourselves all the time as a staff that what we do, there is a direct correlation to the competitive success of our teams when they compete. And they've taken that, and I think they've ran with it, and I think that's what you see here.
Well, I know you're busy today. We'll let you go up. I want to ask you one more question about tonight and about this week specifically. With basketball starting up and the promotions that you all are doing, how important is it to get off to a good start with basketball to keep the fans engaged and to keep the interest level high? I mean, obviously, when you bring in Western Kentucky, the interest is going to be there, but you're also bringing in a lot of other teams that should create some spark with the basketball programs.
Yeah, I think when you look, women's, for example, so we host Evansville tonight. I think we have App State on Friday, and then Moorhead on Sunday. And then, you talk about the men's basketball having Radford, UNC Greensboro, just the quality of non-conference opponents coming in here. Michael, we always say winning is not a strategy, at least for us, right? So we can't be dependent upon the competitive success of our teams to bring fans in and for them to have a great time and create that great atmosphere. But the best thing for our strategies is to be successful, and winning certainly matters. People want to be associated with winning programs, and I was incredibly happy on Saturday. That was as good a November crowd as I've seen, and I think there's a correlation there to, hey, these are meaningful football games that happened against a quality opponent like UCA. And so to answer your question, it's a long with an answer, but it's very important. We want to be, I talk about wanting to be a premier mid-major in terms of the quality of our facility. But being a premier mid-major athletics department means that we're successful. When we compete, we're winning more times than not. So it's critically important. Let's say that.
Yeah, you talked about Saturday, the fans that were there. They might have lost a hat or a pair of sunglasses or something because the wind was so crazy.
Tough, huh?
But it was definitely a fun day at RKS on Saturday.
Hey, listen, and I want to say, we talk football and we talk basketball a lot, but your cheerleaders, your dance team, they are top-notch, winning national championships.
Student athletes all over the place.
They sure are. And you've had great success with soccer and all the fall athletics.
Yeah, so we're really happy.
No, you're on an uphill.
Soccer finishing 5th in a tough league and making it to the semis 2 years in a row. Absolutely think Coach Kazanuk has it, on an upward trajectory. And, you talk about our cheer teams and our dance teams, not only competitively winning championships, national championships, but just what they add to this atmosphere as well. We have a lot more than some of our peers, and I think that's a testament to how much our coaches care and trying to recruit young women and young men to be a part of those programs. Really happy about that.
Let's take a commercial break, folks. When we come back, lots more EKU sports to talk about. It is a fun night. Listen, All you got to do, if you are watching or if you're listening on the radio, go over to our Facebook live stream. If you comment, I want EKU tickets, you're going to be entered into a drawing for a pair of tickets for the EKU WKU game on Thursday. We'll do a random drawing. We'll pick us a winner out tomorrow. So be sure, just go on there and comment. We'll pick us a winner out either tomorrow or Wednesday before the game on Thursday so you can make plans to be here for that massive game Thursday night. Matt, always a pleasure. I know you're a busy man. Good, have a good, relaxing night tonight. Watch some good basketball.
Yeah.
And then we'll see
Season
later
openers.
on this week. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if
It's
you're
always
watching,
a fun
come
time.
tonight.
Yeah, it's not too late to get here tonight.
Exactly.
But again, I say it every time. I appreciate everything that all three of y'all do, the coverage that you give our teams. We really do appreciate everything that y'all do for us.
All right, Matt Roan, the Director of Athletics and Vice President here at EKU. We'll come right back, folks, here live on WBON TV and the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Whether you're in the market for a brand new Chevrolet, you're looking for a pre-owned quality vehicle, or your family car is in need of service by our GM certified technician, Jack Burford has what you need. Come to Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond for all of your automotive needs. Family owned and operated since 1964, Jack Burford Chevrolet is your hometown Chevrolet dealership. Check us out at jackburford.com or come in and see us today. We are located on the EKU bypass across the street from Walmart.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Coconut, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see you.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best margaritas and fajitas in town. Doesn't a huge 32-ounce ice-cold beer sound great? Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
The Beast of the East roars back to life for their 2022 racing season. Most Saturday nights, some Friday nights, and maybe even a Sunday. You can take the whole family down to the Richmond Raceway for some good family fun. Watch the drivers race around the 1,584 feet clay track for some big winnings. The Richmond Raceway, Greens Crossing off Highway 52 East and richmondraceway.net. Join us this Saturday for the Chew on This Jerky Super Stock Series and unleash your inner beast at the Richmond Raceway.
Back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show live at Baptist Health Arena with Coach Steve Lepore now of the EKU men's basketball team. Coach, first of all, man, it is an exciting time. Basketball is here. It's like, if you're a sports fan, it's kind of like Christmas morning for you as you wake up today knowing college basketball. There have been games going on, I think, at 2 o'clock today. There were some, and it's a fun time of year, especially for you and your guys as you all get ready to start the season tonight.
There's no doubt. I mean, it feels like it's been so long because we had that trip to the Bahamas over the summer. And that was great for us, to get some time together, play a couple games. But, it's been so long, especially for our players and especially for the freshmen that we have coming in. I'm sure they've been dreaming about this their entire lives, not just, just to get to the first game. So a lot of new guys, a lot of new pieces. And we're excited as coaches to see how we gel, how we play together. But what we've done off the court has been unbelievable, how this team has come together. And they really enjoy each other. So hopefully it translates onto the court.
Well, one thing about that topic, you talked about the new players, 9 new guys on the roster this year. Mm-hmm. How important was that trip to the Bahamas as you bring 9 new players into this team?
I mean, it's really hard to put it into words because you get extra practices to work together to install your offense, to install your basics of your defense. But the biggest thing is on the court, at least, is you get game experience. And we had 2 different types of games. The first game was a blowout. I mean, it was not going to say it was over in the first half, but it was a large margin.
Yeah.
So it was a whole different feel to the second game, which was – it was a 1 or 2 point game, and over there we were playing in quarters. We were playing by quarters. So it was like, I think we were up 1 after the first quarter. It was a 1 point game after the second quarter. Third quarter, they got like a 13-point lead. Fourth quarter, it got back down, back and forth. And that was a great experience for us in this new group of guys. Who's going to step up? Who's going to make the big play? Not necessarily who's going to score the big, who's going to score. There was some steals. There was some offensive rebounds. Who made a good pass. So all those things happen, and anytime when you get a new group, it's you got to figure out who's going to play what role, and that was huge for us. And then the off the court stuff was unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, you get to spend so much time. I mean, you're there all day together, and you're on the beach and you're enjoying each other, eating good food. So all that together, and we had some, when you're traveling, everything's, sometimes things go wrong in the airports and that type of stuff. So you get to experience all that together before you even get to practice. So that was huge for us, and then it kind of carried over into the preseason, and we had 2 very good close scrimmages that we were pleased with, and a lot of things to clean up as you would expect in a close scrimmage, but another very similar to the Bahamas. The first game was, we won by 18, and then the second game I think we won by 4. So it was, a nice win and then a close win. So.
Well, we're all excited to see the players and how they gel. We know quite a few and have watched some of them grow up with Cosart and Buttrey. So we're excited to see this team as well tonight, opening season.
Even Moreno and Rob, and we didn't call for them, but watching them play against Madison Central doing the games for so long.
That's exactly right. So, and you've got Moreno, who was the preseason ASUN Player of the Year. Yeah. Talk to us about how – you've talked about the Bahamas. Talk to us about how practice has been going and what we and the fans can expect tonight. Obviously, Dawson's shirt kind of tells it all. We're expecting that 40 minutes in sports. I'm going to add in another question. Are we going to expect all the threes that we usually see and that you set the program records?
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll definitely play the same style. I mean, we're going to play up and down and play the most exciting 40 minutes. And along with that comes a lot of threes because of how fast we play. And, we've added some just unbelievable shooters in Turner Buttrey, and Jackson Holt is one of the best shooters in the program. Obviously, you know about Michael Marino. And speaking about him, I mean, he's just with everything he does on the court. He's our captain. He's one of our team captains. Everybody voted for him, and there's a reason why. And it's not just in practice every day. It's in the weight room. It's in the classroom. He represents what we want to be as EKU so well, and has done such a great job. And this is going into his 4th year, so he's got more experience than anybody other than Cooper Robb, who's going into his 5th year because of the COVID year. So anytime you have that type of experience going in, that's huge. And the practices have been a lot of fun. And part of it is because the younger guys have come in kind of with the chip in their shoulder, wanting to prove that they belong. So there's been a lot of trash talk in practice, which is great. Which is awesome.
Nobody loves trash talk more than me.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we all look at you when you said it.
But it's sometimes the grind of practice can kind of wear you down, especially when you're a younger guy, because you're physically getting used to the demands of it's a bigger court. You're playing against stronger guys, and you get to that point in practice where you just feel really tired, and then somebody starts talking trash to you, and then you just kick it into that next gear and get it going. So we had a lot of very competitive days. And we would mix up the lineups. We wouldn't just go, hey, these guys are starting and this is the second team every day. We did a lot of days where we'd have 2 guys say, like, all right, you 2 are the captains. You guys draft teams.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then we would just compete. So we had very competitive practices, very enthusiastic practices. And, it's a great group of guys that love basketball and love to compete. So you mix all that together, it's going to be an exciting season for us.
They're probably happy to play against someone other than themselves.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Well, speaking of opponents you're playing, obviously tonight Miami Middletown coming in should be a win, but everyone's looking forward to the game Thursday night against Western, big rival. Talk to about the buzz of the team around that game. Are they excited? They looking forward to it? They looking forward to the big amount of fans that are going to show up on Thursday night?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't tried to think about that too much because we got a game tonight and we're trying to focus on that, but, I know a couple days ago in practice, one of the guys were messing with Kozar because they said, they're like, stop talking about Western, obviously because he came from there and he knows all those guys. But no, I mean we're all we're excited about every game and that's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere. I mean it's if it's not sold out, I'd be surprised. And but at the end of the day, once the ball goes up, it's just basketball, and we got to focus on the things that we can do that it's going to help us get to win. And it's easy for us to say that as coaches, but at the end of the day, the players have to understand it, because that's all it is. You have to just do your job. You have to do everything we tell you to do. We're going to go over the scout, things that they like to do, how we're going to defend those things, and things that, advantages we may see. So, I mean, that's what college basketball is all about, though, having those type of atmospheres, rivalries, and, let's just see what happens on Thursday night. But let's get the win here tonight first.
Yeah. Before we let you go, let's do one more question. Coach Hamilton, you and him are obviously very close.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about what's it like as you all get ready to start the season. What's he like? What is his focus? And what do you all do? And what did you do this weekend as you guys got ready for this first game and you start the season?
Well, I mean, Coach Hamilton is just like all year round, 24/7. He's all about basketball, and he's been talking about this season from the second last season ended.
Yeah.
And and part of it is like it didn't end the way we wanted to, and that adds a little more motivation to this year. But he's been so excited about this year, and we spent a lot of time building camaraderie off the court, and we continue that last night with a team dinner, and we just kind of showed him pictures of all the things we've done together, including the Bahamas, including our practices and different things, and just to remind the guys that the journey's been going on for a while, but tonight we start we turn the page to win. Now it's games in front of fans. Everything counts. I mean, the Bahamas was great, but really doesn't count.
Yeah.
Close scrimmages, they don't count. All the practices add up. They count in the sense that it's going to matter tonight, but he's just the most enthusiastic guy in this program and the most energetic guy. So, I think he's a little antsy. Like every coach coaches always say, kind of the worst, the worst part of the game day is like waiting to get to the game.
For sure.
And that's kind of where we're at now. But at the same time, we're excited because we feel like we focused on the right things in practice leading up to this. And, we got a great group of guys, both not only talented guys, but good kids. And when you mix that together, it should be a good year.
All right, Coach, appreciate you joining us.
Can I say one thing real quick?
For sure.
We want to make sure this game is at 7:30 tonight.
Yeah.
Come on out. You've still got plenty of time. If you can't make it tonight, come Thursday night against Western. Tickets are as low as $59. You can buy single game tickets.
Yeah.
You can buy season tickets. It's good. I mean, this recruiting class
crazy good.
Has been crazy good. It is the talk of Madison County, obviously,
we got
and
Kentucky
the
kids,
state.
all that. And it's going to be hard to get a ticket on Thursday night, so get them when you can.
Yeah, go on EKUsports.com right now. Get your tickets, or comment. Say, I want EKU tickets right now on the live stream. We're going to draw a winner tomorrow from all the folks that commented and give away a pair of tickets for that game on Thursday. Thanks for joining us, folks. Coach, good luck tonight. Good luck on Thursday. Appreciate you joining us here today on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. We'll be right back, folks. Don't go anywhere.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Whether you're in the market for a brand new Chevrolet, you're looking for a pre-owned quality vehicle, or your family car is in need of service by our GM certified technician, Jack Burford has what you need. Come to Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond for all of your automotive needs. Family owned and operated since 1964, Jack Burford Chevrolet is your hometown Chevrolet dealership. Check us out at jackburford.com or come in and see us today. We are located on the EKU bypass across the street from Walmart.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Kokudet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see you.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, prices, great food, and the best margaritas and fajitas in town. Doesn't a huge 32-ounce ice-cold beer sound great? Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Appreciate you joining us. We've had some great guests, and we have another one lined up here for you folks here on the Sports Show tonight. Coach Prothro from the baseball team. Coach, we talked a lot the last couple of weeks, out of some of the football games and seeing you out and about. The different things that we do throughout the year to highlight these student athletes is always a lot of fun. And this past weekend, you guys were honored and kind of showcased during the football game. How important do you think things like that are to promote your team as you go throughout the other sports seasons and supporting the other teams as well?
Yeah, well, we talked about it with our team. You and I have talked about it before. I think we've all talked about it at one over at Jack Burford's place. It's critical for us to show the support to other programs that we would want when we play. Yep. We talk about it all the time. We want the stands to be full when we play. We want it to be full of students and student athletes. So if that's the case, I think it's important from a kind of fair play standpoint to get out and show these guys and young women that we support them as well. And it's really not something we've got to twist our guys' arms about. They're usually pretty enthusiastic about it, especially basketball, men's and women's. Yeah. They like to get inside and watch these guys play because they're fun to watch. And then, it's great. I appreciate, Corey Neal and Matt and Coach Wells having us out there this weekend. It's always great to get our guys in front of, whether it's people in Richmond or whoever the case, whoever shows up to football games, or whoever in the community that, to tell them about what we've got going on, because I do think we have an exciting product. And we spent a lot of time talking about it last year, is we play better when the fans are in the stands. And so as much exposure as we can get, the better, I think, for our program. Yeah,
you want those 15,000 people at the football game to come over to the baseball field.
I don't know where we'll put them, but, that'd be great if they all wanted to show up.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Now we're waiting on an announcement for, possibly a big donor sponsor, for the baseball field. Got football, basketball.
And they've had the improvements over I guess right before you took over, they kind of unveiled the new facility.
Right.
And,
I don't, to my knowledge, the grandstand is not very old. Yeah. And it certainly is super nice. They did a great job. Do I wish or hope or dream for something a little like an expansion? Yeah. Sure. I think it would be nice to have. And if they decided they wanted to do it, I don't think that we'd tell them no. But we certainly aren't hurting from a facility standpoint. We've been put in a good position by the administration.
Well, we've got a baseball player, former colonel, playing for the New York Yankees. Maybe he can make his way up to the big leagues now.
Hurry up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hurry up, get there, and sign a big contract, and give a certain percentage back.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be cool? We could name the field after him.
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Coach, this recruiting class that's coming in has been top notch. There's a lot of talk about them. You've had such a great season last year, winning your division. Talk to us about how excited you are to get this team. I mean, I know you had your fall practice and your World Series within the team. Talk to us about this season and how excited you are.
Yeah, we're very excited. I think the term is cautiously optimistic. I don't think we're counting any chickens. I don't think having a bunch of guys back after a successful season guarantees us anything. But we do have a lot of optimism surrounding just about the kind of people that are in our program. And that's our coaching staff, whether it's Coach Jones, Coach Anderson, who's new. You guys will get to meet them. Then a bunch of returners with Coach Bowen and Coach Davis. And I could go through the entire staff. Everybody's back except for Coach Anderson. And then our players, we could go line by line if you wanted to. We don't have enough time, with all the guys that are back, which is a good problem.
Yes.
And so, with that, and hopefully with an addition of a good recruiting class, I think a couple of, college baseball publications have noticed them. I don't know if that's the way to say it, but yeah, we feel like we have a chance to be very successful. We need to keep working. We've got to keep getting better. We've got to, try to identify where our strengths are and magnify those, and then we got to figure out where our weaknesses are, because we're going to have them. And try to improve upon those as well. But I do think with what we've got from a foundational standpoint, that the direction of the program, it's in good hands, but it's not going to be easy. Our conference does us no favors. Yeah. Our non-conference schedule is going to be tough, like it always is, based on the region that we're in and all the schools that are surrounding us that we play. That we've got our work cut out for us pretty much every time the umpire says play ball. So that's exciting, but it's a challenge.
Coach, talk a little bit about what your players are doing during the fall conditioning. You know, I always walk by the stadium when I'm going to and from class, and whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, I see some of the players out there practicing. What are they doing to prepare for the season starting in February?
Yeah, so we went through about the first 6 weeks of the semester. We had smaller groups, whether it used to be called 4-on-1s, but now it's just kind of individual work in our 8-hour week where guys were in there for 30 minutes at a time, whether on the field, in the cages, in the bullpens with the pitching coaches. And kind of working on their skills from an individual standpoint. That was about 4 to 6 weeks of that. And then we had our fall window, our in-season segment that's 45 days long. It worked out to be 6 weeks, about 5 days a week of scrimmaging and, having a full team practice. And so that was, I guess if you can use this word correctly, as a grind. That's the grind of the fall when you're out there 5 to 6 days a week, 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours a day. And it's kind of mimics what the season looks like except for the travel, right? And then now we're back after finishing that the next to last weekend of October. We've been back for the last couple of weeks back in our individual groups, and guys have really kind of gone off what that fall segment looked like, the team segment, kind of identifying where they need to improve from an individual standpoint to where we get back together in the spring and put it together as a whole. So it's something every day, usually, between a half hour, 45 minutes a day, and then they're spending 4 days a week in the weight room with Coach Strasser and the rest of the strength staff and really getting an effort from that standpoint as well.
Well, it seems like baseball is so far away, but in reality, it's really
It'll
not.
be tomorrow is what it feels like.
Yes, so February 17th is your all's first game. It's away. So I know you got to be looking forward to that. And what can we look forward to for the season?
Sure. So we'll head down to Mobile, Alabama, and play at the University of South Alabama for a tournament. It'll be us, University of Alabama, Birmingham, and Northwestern State University, a good Division I baseball program out of Louisiana. We'll play 4 games down there, and then we'll be back home for a little bit. We've got Presbyterian. We'll play a 3-game series with those guys here. We play UNC Asheville for a 3-game series here in non-conference. We've got a non-conference weekend on the road with Western Carolina. And then it'll be the usual suspects, the guys that you guys are used to seeing, whether it's, a home-and-home series with Marshall in a midweek. We go back to Louisville, back to Tennessee. Kentucky again, and then Dayton will be here at home. Cincinnati comes here and plays a home game. We play a home game with those guys on a Wednesday, I think, in April. So the schedule's going to be good. And then, conferences, they've opened up the division. So, we'll play a bunch of opponents I don't know that they'll have been here before. Whether it's a 3-game series with Liberty at home.
It's always fun,
a 3-game series with North Florida, 3-game series with Florida Gulf Coast. Lipscomb comes back in town. Bellarmine comes back in town. And then we'll go to Kennesaw State. Should be a fun trip, assuming we play well. And some other, we got some other trips in there as well.
Do you get to go to Florida?
We do one time. We go at that Easter weekend. We go down to Jacksonville and play on Thursday and Friday and Saturday. So that should be fun.
Yeah, because there could be snow in February.
Yeah,
there could be snow in May.
I was going to say there was one game you guys had this year where it was snowing. It was like April, I think.
It was the middle of March. And it was 4 hours south of here. And we played in a snowstorm on Friday night at Austin Peay. So
I remember
it could snow in.
That.
I guess it could snow in June in Richmond. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's true.
But we're hoping for better weather than we had last year. It's not like we had. I don't know that we had a bunch of snow or rain during the spring, but you guys remember, it's mid-April and it's chilly,
Yes.
So we just had snow in October. Which is, not too far-fetched, but.
I was kind of hopeful winter was getting here early, so spring would come here sooner. But then, of course, it's been 70 degrees for the last 3 weeks. So it's like, you complain when it's too warm, you complain when it's too cold, or you can just sit there and kind of roll with it.
My allergies have been so bad.
True.
That's the worst part about it.
I do have another question. Houston or Phillies, who were you rooting for?
A friend of mine worked in the Astros organization for a long time, and so it was tough not to root for the Astros. But I'm a Cubs fan, so I don't know if I should have said that out loud.
Old rivalry.
But I'm a Cubs fan, and so whenever it doesn't really. If they're not playing, I'm just watching good baseball.
It was great.
Well,
I'm trying to find a way to that mattress smack that bet all the money on the Astros. I'm trying to find a way to convince them that I'm kin to him somehow. Maybe I can get in on some of that.
Maybe you just need to play the lottery.
I'll help you if you'll get some of the money to that stadium.
There we go. See, it's a win-win for everybody.
Put a dome over it.
Teamwork.
Keep it warmer.
Whatever we need. Or we could put heated coils underneath the turf or however it will work out.
Well, Coach, I'm sure we'll talk to you before baseball season. As always,
hopefully.
A pleasure. Appreciate you stopping by and have some fun today at the basketball. The kids here tonight?
They are. They're running around. They're probably on the court right now since I'm not watching. watching.
Well, they got all they had all the Halloween candy yet?
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
They hadn't eaten all of it, but they're working way through it.
Yeah. All right, Coach. Appreciate you joining us. Tell you what, let's take one more commercial break. We got so much more to get to, folks. An exciting night here at Baptist Health Arena. Don't go anywhere. We got lots more to get to when we come back on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Whether you're in the market for a brand new Chevrolet, you're looking for a pre-owned quality vehicle, or your family car is in need of service by our GM certified technician, Jack Burford has what you need. Come to Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond for all of your automotive needs. Family owned and operated since 1964, Jack Burford Chevrolet is your hometown Chevrolet dealership. Check us out at jackburford.com or come in and see us today. We are located on the EKU bypass across the street from Walmart.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cub Cadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop's Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 Northwest Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see ya.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best margaritas and fajitas in town. Doesn't a huge 32-ounce ice-cold beer sound great? Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show, we're live at Baptist Health Arena. We're going to wait on Corey Neal to join us here. But, folks, if you are watching, just comment, I want EKU tickets on the live stream. We're going to draw a winner tomorrow for a pair of tickets for the big game on Thursday between EKU and WKU. So comment, I want EKU tickets, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, and we'll get that squared away. Also, a special thank you to all of our great sponsors, Jack Burford Chevrolet. As always, normally we're live there every Monday. Tonight we're back here. Oh, there's Corey. Corey will hop on here with us in just a few moments.
It's fun to be at other places.
It is. It is. And it's good for the show as well. Give a little exposure to us. And but let's talk some high school football real quick. And,
good and bad.
You know, Berea and Southern, their season's come to an end. But both teams put up good fights on Friday night. You know, Berea had a halftime lead against Dayton. Madison Southern, tough loss on the road. But when you're going up against a juggernaut like Southwestern, Dawson, you were there. They put up a fight, just kind of fell short in the long run, and the Warriors getting that victory.
Well, if a penalty didn't happen, it would have been 28-21 right before halftime. Yeah, it was a blast calling that game, and Southern played pretty good. They just kind of fell apart in the second half, which that happens against a team that is now 11-0, and they're probably going to win a couple more games before they have a chance of losing.
One of the favorites in Class 5A for a state title. Douglas might have something to say about that.
Yeah,
but it's going to be a very competitive Southwestern team throughout the rest of the season as well.
Yeah, it was an exciting game, and, congratulations to Southern and Berea for good seasons, and they fought hard in their first-round playoff.
I mean, Woods had a decent game, 9 of 19. I mean, that was good. Cade Sullivan did exactly what they asked him to do. I mean, overall, it was a great game.
Yeah.
It just didn't go in their favor, and might have been different if they'd played a different team.
That's true. But you got to give credit to both those teams, Berea, Southern. Up and down years for both, but at times looked like they could be a really good football team. I think that's good as we go forward for those two programs, with Frank Parks now and his going into his third year next year, and Mark Payne, first year as a head coach, kind of going through some things. Now he'll move into his second year as the head coach, and I think get that program going in the right direction.
You know, he has to be disappointed.
Yeah,
that was not the opening season.
Well,
that he was
you know,
hoping
but
for.
There was so much going on. I mean, injuries and the flu. I mean, there was a few players out Friday night because of the flu. Some of them tried to play, even with the flu or even sick at least. And, it's just hard to do that when you've got that kind of sickness going out there and playing football. Madison Central got a big win. Indians knocking off Henry Clay. Not a big surprise. The game should have been over with at halftime, basically. It was 42-10. They finally got a running clock, but not until about 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. But Central advances. They'll be playing at Dunbar this Friday in a rematch of a game that was a classic in the second week of the season.
They finally got their running game going. I mean, they did not have that against Southwestern. They didn't have it against
the last month
Bryan
or so,
Station.
they've not really had it.
Right, and Brady Hensley took off like a rocket.
Parker Mullins, and as good as Mullins played and Hensley played, you really got to give a ton of credit to who was our CT Diesel performance of the game. That offensive line, over 430 rushing yards for Harrison, Mullins, and Hensley combined, and that offensive line opening up massive holes for the run game on Friday night.
They had Rhodes back, so that was exciting.
Ryland played good on both sides of the field Friday night. He had like 6 tackles, opening up some holes on the offensive line, so big job there. And then, I'll tell you what, the defense, Braxton Hodges played well. Sam Farmer, he was up for Defensive Player of the Week. Sotelo, 15 tackles. So really impressive performance Friday night by the Madison Central Indians. And they will now take on Dunbar. We're still awaiting word on if we can do that game live or not. Hoping to be up there Friday night to bring you the live coverage of Madison Central and Dunbar on Friday. Well, we got Corey Neal here. Corey, you ready?
And let's say this real quick while you're getting him seated. I mean, we did play Dunbar earlier in the season, August the 26th. That was a win.
Yep.
It was
down to the wire.
Extremely close, 29-28.
Yep.
So looking for that. Now, obviously, that was in Richmond.
Yeah.
This will be in Lexington.
Yeah, big
home
difference.
field advantage for Dunbar. Let's hope. There's been some things that have happened with this team in the last week and 2 weeks as far as assistants and athletics and things like that. Which,
kind of a heavy heart for them, for sure.
Very heavy. So you don't wish bad things at all, but it could make a difference on Friday night's game. So just saying. Yeah.
Let's get Corey Neal in here and talk some cool things that are going on. So we've talked about the EKU Western Kentucky game taking place on Thursday. That's a big deal, Corey. But a even bigger deal might be what you guys are doing coming up on Wednesday night to help the fans and the students and everybody get ready for that game on Thursday.
Yeah, for sure. It's one thing that Coach Hamilton kind of came to us with, and, hey, we want to camp out before the Western game. And, my philosophy with all our coaches is let's give it a try.
Yeah.
I want to. I want to try to be as much of a yes man as possible, to provide the best experience for the students, student athletes, coaches, everybody here. So he came to me with the idea, and it took us a little work. But, yeah, we're going to do camp in the Coliseum Wednesday night.
So when you say camp in, are they on the floor? Where are they? Are they out here in the lobby?
So it's going to be everywhere. It's going to be everywhere. So we're going to open the doors at 8. We're going to do a pep rally at 8:15. And then PM.
Yeah.
Yep. And basically from that point until midnight, we're going to have 3-point shooting contest, cornhole, stuff on the video board. Students are going to play bingo. We're going to do a lot of cool stuff. And then after that is over, then we're going to have as many tents as students show up in the Aux Gym, and they're going to stay the night in Baptist Health Arena Alumni Coliseum.
Yeah, and you're going to have a movie on the screen as well, right?
Yep.
On Wednesday night. What's it going to be? What's the movie? Can we announce that?
I don't know. Do you have any suggestions?
It's going to be a basketball movie.
Cars 2.
Cars 2.
Yeah, I think that's a fan favorite.
Somebody brought up Air Bud, and I was like, I don't know. Will college students like Air Bud?
I don't know. I think you need. I mean, if you could do like Coach Carter, or something like that, a basketball movie, something that can get the fans engaged and get them ready for a big game. Yes. I mean, I'm just trying to think of something like a basketball movie that gets you excited, gets you pumped up. That's a little old school, though.
Hey, I can get that.
I can see that. So
hey, I was even going to suggest Secretariat because that's all about winning.
That's true. That's what we want to be about.
The most exciting 40 minutes in sports.
Now,
we're playing off the horse racing.
The promotions have been incredible for football season. Now, we're talking basketball right now. Talk about some of the other promotions that are going on. I feel like for Western, you could just say, hey, come to the game. But you're not doing that. There's a lot going on Thursday night as well.
Right. So we're also giving away T-shirts to all students that show up. So worked with men's basketball staff on getting, shirts for all the students that show up. And I think we've partnered with Airmark on some deals, and kind of enhancing this piece of the game day experience as well, like we have across the board at football, softball, volleyball, baseball. So, that's always going to be enhanced this year too. But, yeah, I mean, aside, from the Western game, we have a ton of other things going on with men's and women's basketball. We've tried to hit every game with something because, you never know who you're going to hit with a certain type of promo and experience. And we want to try to hit all, demographics and different people here and there, different ticket deals, different complimentary tickets. I know Friday is Veterans Day and women's basketball play here, so we're going to, offer all veterans tickets to the game for free.
Nice.
So.
Well, and today you've got schedules, you've got magnets and posters, and you've given 2 tickets to elementary students to get in free. I think you guys are doing it top notch, and you're doing everything you can to get the fans in here because both teams, girls and boys, are expected to have phenomenal seasons.
Yes, for sure. And like I said, I think that's just the part of it is we want to treat every sport the same and give everybody the best chance and get as many people in here as possible because we know that experience is what gives our student athletes the best experience and our fans. And because I think we all know when this place is rocking and when Roy Kidd Stadium is rocking and, baseball and softball. It always gives us the best chance to win. I was just talking with Coach Pro and Coach Jones with baseball. I think our win percentage the last 2 years of baseball is at or around 75% for home games, which is amazing, considering you play, 30-plus games at home.
Exactly,
and you're playing good opponents.
Yeah.
We've beaten Louisville here. We've swept Jacksonville State here in baseball. And I think the same goes for our basketball program and our football program too. So,
home court advantage.
Well, you mentioned Roy Kidd Stadium. What promotions will we have that final home game? It's senior night. It's a potential chance, depending on what happens this Saturday, to maybe either get the outright bid for the ASUN Conference or at least a share of the conference title on that Saturday. So what is planned right now to help bring in another 15,000 fans like we've seen here throughout the season at home to CG Bank Field and Roy Kidd Stadium on that final home game?
Yeah, one thing that we've done kind of each year that we've kind of saved for that last game of the season is inviting out kind of the workers of the city of Richmond and inviting some of our faculty and staff out again for another opportunity with either complimentary tickets or, heavily discounted tickets. We'll probably hit up schools before Thanksgiving break and all that again. So we're going to try to throw as much at it as we can, probably do some free things for students.
Yeah.
Obviously, we got our Colonel Courtyard and all that set up. So
there's one really cool guy there in the courtyard every Saturday. Another half cool guy that joins him on Saturday.
I see how it is.
But yeah, it's always a fun experience, the tailgating. And I always tell folks, listen, it's kind of like in the movie Talladega Nights when they're talking about when they're praying, like, well, I like my Jesus this way, I like my Jesus. If you like your tailgating a certain way, you've got the college way of doing the tailgating with the loud music and the cornhole and the beer pong or whatever. Then you've got your way of tailgating maybe for the alumni and the older folks, more of a relaxed environment. You're not going to jump through tables and you're not going to scream at each other. You can bring your charcuterie board out there, you sit and talk a little bit, then you make your way over to the stadium. And if you like both environments, well, then you come to the Colonel Courtyard. Yep. So it's how do you like your tailgating? Do you like your how do you like your Jesus back in the Talladega Nights movie? How do you like your tailgating? There's a little bit of everything at CG Bank Field and Roy Kidd Stadium. Come on out way before the game. Get ready to have a good time during the game, and that's kind of what you guys offer with the different types of having the student tailgate lot, the alumni and the older folks tailgate lot, and then it kind of comes together at the Colonel Courtyard.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a little bit more of experience on the first side of your description of tailgating.
He's usually working. Although that could be your movie right there.
There you go. There you go. That'll get
There's your movie.
If you ain't first, you're last. Coach Hamilton can tell them that tonight.
Right.
So what are you looking most forward to for basketball this season? Are you just looking forward about the better product on the court, fan experience, promotions, or is it a little bit of everything?
I think it's a little bit of everything, honestly. And, I think the game Thursday, I haven't had the chance to experience an EKU WKU game here as somebody on staff. So I'm really looking forward to that and really getting this place rolling. Probably one of the first times since COVID. We'll probably be close to capacity, and
it's gonna be great.
We're trying to get people to get tickets now because I have a feeling, Thursday when people walk up, you may be able to get a seat, but it may be up top. So I would recommend people getting here early. But I think aside from that, it's just kind of our promo schedules, and obviously I've kind of brought them over here. But I think I'm really proud and happy of my team, of the marketing team here, and the stuff that they've come up with. I kind of give a little bit of guidance, but they're the ones that come up with all these specific things. So we could go through here and talk about every game, but I think just going through those different promos and getting different people here, getting kids here, and a lot of our promotions and things we do are also give back. We're going to work with Toys for Tots, and last year I think we loaded up almost a truck's worth of toys that we donated. So it's not just about getting a free T-shirt or getting free popcorn or a free ticket. It's actually come out, bring a toy or a canned food or something like that. We'll give you a ticket to come in because we appreciate that donation, and it's going to help somebody else's life or make their holiday season even better.
If somebody has questions, or if they want to see the promo schedule, see the info that they can get, where is the best place to go to get that? I know you all do a great job with social media, but is there just a one-stop shop to go to get the information for the promo schedule?
Yeah, I think our website is probably the best, EKUsports.com. The men's basketball tab, it's on there. Women's basketball tab, it's on there. And right now we just have the 2022 schedule up there because I think we want to try to create some, anticipation and excitement for 2023 when we start conference play. So, be on the lookout for even more. Obviously, this is kind of just almost a tease of, I think, what we have coming, in the spring as well.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Well, it's a fun time of the year to be a sports fan. And what Matt was talking about, moving from, it's the overlap of the fall and the winter sports. And, today, we said it was like Christmas morning if you're a sports fan. You wake up, it's basketball season. And there's been games going on all day long. And it's just a good chance, again, if you are a sports fan, to celebrate because, there was some massive. Obviously, if you're a local sports fan, big game here on Saturday with EKU just dominating Central Arkansas. And in the upper levels, there was some huge college football games. Clemson, Notre Dame, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, LSU. There was just some big. Now it's basketball season 2 days later. And I know there's not really any gigantic games today like number 1 versus number 5 or anything like that. But it is just the culmination of it all coming together now, the season starting. And then for you all, you're jumping right in. Hey, normally maybe you don't see a big game like this first week of the season, but Eastern, Western, the Battle of the Bluegrass, man, that is a big game this week.
Yeah, it's always a lot for us, as a staff in crossover season, but I think it's worth it, As a sports fan, I think sometimes, we even have to pinch ourselves to say, hey, we got to do this and, get paid to do it. And, seeing people come here and watch the game, it's great. It's been great all year for us across the board for all our sports. So
if somebody gets to pinch Sean, can I volunteer? Sean Hamilton?
For sure.
Okay.
Somebody just
can be the
need him
first
over
in
there a
line.
minute ago. Hey, and we want to remind everybody, KSR will be here Thursday morning as well, 10 a.m.
So Matt
show
Jones
starts.
will be the second most popular person in this building this week. That's crazy. I feel bad
so
for him.
10 a.m., you're inviting everyone to come down, listen to the show live here.
Yep, and we'll have coffee and donuts, too, for everybody that shows up.
Nice.
And for the students that wake up here in Alumni Coliseum that morning.
Yeah, because they're going to wake up from the Wednesday night.
That's awesome.
That is really cool.
We appreciate you joining us, Corey. Folks,
tickets are on sale now. Buy them now.
If you didn't catch us live, if you're just checking us in, be sure to comment, I want EKU tickets. Tomorrow we'll be picking a winner to get a pair of tickets to the game on Thursday night. A random winner will be drawn, and we'll have a winner for 2 tickets to the EKU WKU game on Thursday. Be sure to check us out throughout the week on social media. We'll be giving away more tickets throughout the season for some EKU men and women's basketball games. Corey, it's been so much fun working with you through football season.
For sure.
We've had some big games through football season. Still some big ones on the horizon. Now basketball starting and a big one to get this started this week.
For sure. Yeah, I appreciate, everything you all do for us and having me on and Matt on and all our coaches on all the time. So it's been great.
Yeah. It's time to end tonight's show. A great job by our producer, Copeland Peterson. What a fun setup here. We'll do this again sometime. I think this is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We'll do it again. Come out here for a game and set up and go live. For all of our special guests, Matt Roan, Steve Lepore, we've had a great, Coach Prothro, and also Corey Neal from EKU Sports. Folks, thanks for watching. Be sure to get out here tonight or Thursday night. Catch some EKU hoop action inside of Baptist Health Arena. We'll see you next time with the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
The World Poker Tour is brought to you by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker. Guaranteed.